gorgeous. Tonight's talk is going to be about nature. It really is. I was in a shop not too long ago, waiting for my services, and this shop also did not require masks. Fantastic. As I'm waiting there, I'm looking through the magazines. Actually, I wasn't looking through the magazines. They were just kind of like face up. The only magazine I would ever peer through would be a Highlights, hands down. Come on. Well, I saw the back of this magazine and there was an ad. And the ad was for some weatherproofing wood stain shit. Something I don't really ever think about. But this caught my eye, what the ad said. Achieve in minutes what takes not just nature, but Mother Nature decades. What a luring event. What a luring lock. A bit. Damn. You mean I don't have to wait? We do this all too often in health, in wellness, in medicine, in kids developing, school, the concept of aging, which is kind of bullshit anyway. Really, anything that does with a human thriving, sports, an expression of a skill of some kind, art, creative expression. We don't want, now it's so perverted and so warped, we don't want to go through the necessary steps, the emotional connection to it, the intellectual, the spiritual, the mental, of everything that we have to put in to earn what nature allows us to do. If it's an injury, I mean, take any kind of pain, physical pain, you've got damage, trauma to cells or whatever, there's obviously an intellectual, spiritual, emotional concept to all injuries, which you have to get to as well, which is why your rehab process has to exceed the threshold of what injured you in the first place. Just something to bear in mind. But if something took 30 years to build up, you can't think that it's going to be done in 10 days or 3 months or a year. That just doesn't make any sense. Or a child's learning to develop. I was watching a movie the other night and they compared these two twins. And they were like, your brother walked at 12 months, you walked at 18, what was wrong with you? And I was like, actually, the more you can delay those milestones, the better. You allow the body to ingrain this huge foundation that it's going to build everything upon. But we're always in like a race to beat nature, a race to beat the processes that naturally occur. We want things to grow faster, we want things to heal faster, we want to earn faster, we want deeper relationships, we want them now. It's this immediate culture that we have, this instant gratification culture where we can draw up anything on our 5G phones, we can order up anything to our doorstep, we can order up a partner for the night. It literally has gotten to the point that it's so warped and twisted. We don't like the concept of what nature does. We don't like that things take time. But that's where the biggest lessons are learned. Going through those processes, the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of what healing is. Some good, some bad. But if you're doing it appropriately and you're putting in all the elements you do, the good is always higher than your previous good, and the bad is never as bad as the previous was before. So it's this upward climb, but these ebbs and flows. But perform in minutes or weeks what took nature a decade, Mother Nature a decade. That's hard for me to go with too, is the process of time. That time, processes take time, processes to break down take time, processes to renew and regenerate and rebuild take time. Patience. It's one of the things I learned through meditation, just like slowing down. No shit, I was just talking to a friend this morning, and Omi teaches me every morning. Omi, my neighbor's cat. I'll be rushing out the door. Not really rushing, but I'm like on time. I'm always early. I'm right at my time. And I'll get going to my car. And even if I decide to post something, or I was going to make something for food in the morning and bring, or something just took a little longer and I kind of added 7 minutes, 9 minutes to my day, well, I have to allot for that. So I might be a little bit behind. Well, as I'm rushing to my car, Omi will come out of the bushes and slow me down. And there are times where I'm like, all right, bud, can't this morning. I'm like, you know what? He knows way more than I do, than my educated does. He's connected to my spirit on such a deeper level. He's seeing other dimensions of shit that only I could possibly see if I focused enough or let go enough or connected enough. But he comes and lays down. He wants to get pet. And he wants me to move at that pace. I'm like, all right. And literally the last 3 times I have slowed it down to where I've pet him for 7-8 minutes, gone to work. And if I'm a little late, they're like, yo. I'm like, yeah, sorry, I had to pet a cat. That's it, because the power of what that is huge. And that's just a morning process. That's just a day-to-day process. But the concepts that go into our body regenerating and remaking itself take time. And you know what's great? Nature knows exactly what time it is. We divided it up into seconds and minutes and years and weeks and all this bullshit to count it and divide it. Oh my God, and to split it all up into these units of measurement, and data to know. She knows exactly how long it's gonna take. She knows the score. And that's why I say, for every time you try to speed something up, for every time you try to speed your child up to walk or pass a milestone, for every time you try to speed them up to avoid an illness, for every time you try to speed up feeling symptoms, and rush through that process, rush through the growth and maturation that comes with creativity and emotional health and physical and spiritual, and tying it all together nourishingly, sleeping, you try to rush that and cut corners. She keeps score, and she settles the score at some point when she feels like she's losing. She knows the score, and she will settle it at some point because she's been trying to make you aware of the processes going on inside of you through symptoms. It's the conversation, through feelings. It's the language your body speaks. So again, we can't be in a rush. All processes take time. Nature, the process inside, whatever force you feel is inside of you, I don't care what the hell you call it. Capital G, lowercase g, capital U, DF, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it doesn't matter. They know the time that things take. They know what's going to happen. All we can do is listen, try to bring in all the elements that are our responsibility. I say the 8 essentials: a belief in something greater than yourself, your purpose, your relationships, your sleep, your naps, your breath, meditation, prayer, outdoor light exposure, nourishment, and body movement. Those are what we can kind of control and input to put ourselves in the best position possible to be able to be open and ready to take in those instructions and put in the work over that course of time. Is it easy? Hell no. But that's where growth comes in. If it's not difficult, then it's not changing you. And we're all going through a great change right now, I think. So again, try not to be in such a hurry to rush nature. And if you see an ad like this, rip it out of the magazine so we don't even have that subliminally put into somebody else's mind that might not be as strong. Then again, if they saw it, it might challenge them and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Ripple effect of me ripping that out. But I'm putting this out there, so there we go. Don't be in such a hurry. In the words of Omi, when you're rushing, just have somebody, your partner or your friend, go, "Meow," and then just like rub against your ankles. It's a good indicator. Ooh, yeah, I need to slow things down a bit. Safe word. Enjoy. Take your time with stuff. No rush, no hurry.